Okay, there isn't a huge amount new in this question, so at some point you probably want to pause the video and get all the remaining answers by yourself, okay? There is one slightly new idea, which is that we are, well, first of all, is it Poisson? Yes, because we are counting the number of occurrences of an event. All of these are about the number of events happening in a fixed period of time. The thing that's different is that that time period is changing. So for part one, we're going to have a Poisson distribution. It is still 1 minute. This is per minute, so we're going to have a Poisson with a mean of 0.84. So 0.84 is my lambda value, but for part 2, lambda is now different because it's 2 minutes instead of 1. My new lambda is going to be 1.68 because I have to double the previous one. Okay, so as long as I remember to adjust my mean each time, this is just going to be a matter of listing the outcomes, ticks and crosses, inclusion and exclusion boxes, and getting the correct probability. Okay, so if you feel like pausing the video now, you can come back and check the answers. I'll carry on and work them out properly. So pause. Okay, so you're back. So part 1, we've got 1 minute, so lambda is still 0.84. We want none of the events to happen, so we don't want any of these. So we just have an inclusion box. We want the probability that x is less than or equal to 0, which is, according to my calculator, that number. And there it is. Next one. We want 2 minutes, so lambda is 1.68, and we want exactly 1 to happen. So the diagram looks like this. I've noted my lambda. Inclusion box has to include the tick that I want, but I'll need to uninclude that, exclude I should say, 0. I need to write down the subtraction I'm doing, and 1 is not the value that I got before because this referred to a lambda of 0.84, which has changed to 1.68. So I do need to do 2 fresh probabilities. When x is 0, change this to 1.68. I'm going to get this number here, and when x is 0, then I get this one. So here's the subtraction I need to do. Here's it set up on my calculator. Answer I get is that one. Double underline it, move on. Part 3, I've now got 5 minutes. So for question 3, lambda is the 0.84, but it's 5 minutes, so multiply by 5 is 4.2. List of outcomes, I want at most 4, so these are all okay, but these aren't, so it's just a straight probability of x being less than or equal to 4. Update my calculator, so x is now 4, but also lambda is now 4.2, so the probability I need is that one. Double underline it, move on. Next part has got a 3-minute period. So my lambda is 0.84 times 3, which is 2.52. My list of outcomes, I want more than 2, so 3 onwards is okay, but 0, 1 and 2 aren't. So my inclusion box has got to include everything, but my exclusion box is going to get rid of these. So everything has got a probability of 1 minus the probability of x being less than or equal to 2. So it's 1 minus, set up my calculator. X is 2, but we've said that lambda is now 2.52, so the answer is that. So here's the subtraction I have to do, and I get 0.4613. Okay, now I've cunningly missed out a part. What I've just done there is part 5, okay, where I had a 3-minute period and I wanted more than 2. So at least 3 of these events are happening in 1 minute. So I'm back to the original lambda of 0.84. I want at least 3, so I'm all right with 3 or 4 onwards, but I'm not all right with these. So to do my inclusion box, I've got to include everything all the way up to the top. To exclude, I need to get rid of the boxes, the crosses. So I need to do 1 minus the probability of x being less than or equal to 2, and I need to put lambda back equal to 0.84. So there's my x. Here's my lambda, 0.84. So here's my probability that I need to take from 1. And when I subtract, I get 0.05335. Underline it, move on. And the last one, I've now got, I've got a quarter of an hour. I've got to cunningly realize that's 15 minutes. So my lambda, 0.84 times 15 is 12.6. My outcomes are, what do I want? I want between 10 and 13 inclusive. So 0, 9, 10, 11, 12, 12, 13, 14, ... forever. So 10 and 13 inclusive. I can have 10, I can have 13, but I can't have any of these. Inclusion box includes all of these. Exclusion box gets rid of the crosses. So I need this here subtraction. Notice that of the numbers mentioned in the question, 10 and 13, I end up using one but not the other. That's why this diagram is absolutely essential. Never skip it. So set up these two probabilities with our revised lambda. Here's the first one. I've got 12.6 for lambda. There's the probability. There we go. Second one, I need an x of 9. There we go. Here's the subtraction I have to do. Here's my calculator, do the subtraction. Here's the answer, write it down. There it is. Double underline it, 0.4230, and we're done. Poisson probabilities are easy.